resolve against these circumstances, and then about Jimmy Butler's resolve in these circumstances?
That's similar to what I said after last game. There are so many wild, swinging emotions in a playoff run, and you really just have to try to stay stable and find out what's real, what's not real, what's objective, and not get caught up in these wild swings. We have a very passionate group. We have guys that love competition and understand how difficult it is, to try to do what we're trying to do. And we're facing a very good team. So our guys just embrace that kind of challenge and the competition that we're faced with. And then their defense, is so strong that sometimes you just need your great player, to make plays. It wasn't a matter of schematics or, things like that. Jimmy just brought his competitive will tonight, and it was a will that would not let us lose.
Spo, you talked about a lot in the last 24 hours. Why were you so confident that this group could rise to this kind of level in this moment and deliver you back into a game?
Well, you never know. It's not like I guaranteed anything. I just know how our guys are wired. Our guys love competition, and they love the challenge, and we have deep respect for our opponent. This is a very good team that we're playing against, and what you hope is that brings out the best in you and a different level. And over the course of a long series like this, you're going to get pushed uncomfortably so. And sometimes you're going to lose some battles, along the way. We've had some very tough times during this series. But we have guys that, will just pick themselves up and get on to the next fight. And look, we're here. This is the way it should be. With these two teams, it should have gone 7 games. The margin for error on both sides is so small. There's no two better words in pro sports than Game 7. I'm just really thrilled that our group gets an opportunity to compete in the Game 7 in front of our home crowd.
You've said that this game was an opportunity to make a memory. Obviously not during the game, but now thinking back, did you see any shades or comparisons to LeBron's Game 6 against the Celtics and what Jimmy did tonight?
I don't like to compare teams. I think it's I get it. People can easily draw the comparisons, between the two. It's a different era. It's a different team. I want our guys just to embrace this moment. Jimmy Butler is a great competitor. He really is. And you can misdefine him in a lot of different ways, but his competitive will is as high as anybody, that's played this game. And he put his fingerprints on this game. So it's, it's very, again, the wild swings. We're going to try to go back to our cave and just focus on Game 7. And really, we're grateful. We're really grateful to be in a really challenging series like this against an opponent we respect. And then we get to experience a Game 7 together. You have to go through tough things on a playoff run when you're trying to accomplish something special. And I think this group deserved a Game 7.
Spoke kind of along those lines. Given the circumstances, given what Jimmy's obviously going through physically, what was special to you watching what he did tonight? What really stood out to you?
It's those winning, willful plays. And their defense did start to step up. In that second half, we had a double-digit lead, and you're facing a defense like that, you're not comfortable at all. You really have to execute with precision and do things with detail and purpose. But then sometimes you just need, your best players and your guy, to make plays. And he was able to do that in those moments of truth when we really needed it. And as their defense stepped up, and as the game got to 4, 6, he found a way to get us a really important bucket. And then on the other end, he's the definition of a two-way player in this association. Takes on the toughest covers. I didn't even see how many minutes he played. Probably, close to the Chicago Bulls kind of minutes that he was accustomed to playing.
Spo, we've seen this kind of epic performance from Jimmy with the season on the line before. We saw it in the bubble and saw the series be pushed, but then he ran out of gas in the next game. What did the next day and a half look like for him, and the balance between protecting him from himself and also knowing he's going to want to go out there and lay it all out there?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit different. That was the last leg, at the very, very end. He's going to be able to muster up whatever he needs to muster up, to get ready for this, great opportunity on Sunday.
Erik, when did you know that Jimmy, back here. When did you know that Jimmy had it? I mean, the last few games, you could tell right off the bat that he didn't have the explosion, but tonight it looked like right in the first quarter that he had it. Did you see that before the game?
I think the most important thing, Brian, is if you're a competitor, you just keep on picking yourself up. The playoffs are tough. They really are. It's so hard to win, and then you get to this level when 27 teams are watching. You get to this elite level, you have to be able to manage everything because you can't control everything. You're facing great competition, and you're going to lose some battles, and then you got to try to win more battles than you lose. And Jimmy does not stop. I thought, his last game, we missed a lot of shots, but our competitive will was there. We just got outplayed, and sometimes that happens. But if you're a real competitor, you just keep on going. And all of us are just thrilled that we have an opportunity for Game 7.
Spo, Jimmy took center stage, but what did you see from Kyle Lowry tonight, given the series he's had, and what did that mean to your group?
Yeah, I can't say enough about Kyle and his veteran leadership and poise. It means so much to us, and you can't put an analytic to it. What it means to your team of the feeling of calm and confidence that he can give everybody. And that's orchestrating our offense. It's just those timely moments during key times of the game where the ball needs to go where it needs to go. And then sometimes he'll just make a big-time play at the end of the clock. Something that he's never, maybe practiced on or attempted before. He just has a flair for the moment. He's one of the all-time clutch players in this league, and he just knows how to manage a game. And you're playing in an environment like this with the stakes. It's great to just have a Hall of Fame quarterback that just kind of keeps everybody calm. Thanks, Will. Okay, thank you.
Ime, just what did you see them do down the stretch? Kind of reverse of what you guys did in Game 5, and what did you think of your team's performance down the stretch, and how do you gear up and get ready for Game 7?
Two things. They attacked the basket, got to the free throw line. We had some poor fouls at timely, possessions in the game. Then they made timely threes, specifically late in the shot clock, where we didn't contest or get out on shooters as well as we should have. And so, throughout the game, we had our chances. We got off to a slow start. Butler was aggressive. We didn't match his intensity. But every time we got within striking distance, got it to a tie game, 2-3 points. We had some costly turnovers that they go down and score on and felt like we were playing behind most of the time due to that.
Ime, just in the second half in general, in terms of getting Tatum going in that fourth quarter, what did you see there in terms of him, his struggles, and what can you do in Game 7 to make sure that doesn't happen, especially in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, them loading up on him, like always. And that was part of the deal, having some of the turnovers there was, them double teaming him, and either we got the passes out, got tipped, or they weren't crisp, and didn't get to attack out of that. So knowing they're going to go after him, load up on him like always, that's nothing new as far as that. And just our execution, whether he was a handler or the screener, wasn't as crisp as it needed to be, and we didn't get a chance to attack the numbers behind it.
Ime, two things quick. First, with Jimmy, obviously he's a great player, hit a lot of tough shots. Is there anything you would have liked to see you guys do differently, or is that just a tip your hat to him performance?
Well, the threes is, he's been off this series from three. He came out, hit 3 for 3, and goes 4 for 8 on the night. So we adjusted from there and, got better as the night went on. But his aggressiveness, getting to the free throw line 11 for 11, that usually indicates that he's being aggressive and playing well. And just matching his intensity from the start wasn't there. He put his head down, got to the basket, way too many easy shots or point-blank layups. And just poor defense on our part, on him, when we had been really good in the past. And understanding that he's going to come out and put it on his shoulders, and we didn't match it.
And to your point about the intensity at the start, you guys came out and were sloppy. I think had 4 or 5 turnovers the first couple of minutes. How disappointed were you with the way you guys got off to that slow start to begin?
Yeah, it's kind of indicative of how our nights have been in this series. When we don't take care of the ball, a lot of careless ones, unforced, and that got us behind. Obviously, we had to dig ourselves out of the hole from the get-go. Got it back to 29, 22, but weren't playing our best at all. And then throughout the game, like I said, anytime we got within striking range, it felt like we had a poor decision, whether it was a turnover and they got out and scored. And so it kept it at like 5 to 7 point margin. So had chances and didn't take advantage of them.
You talk about careless, unforced. It's been a running theme throughout all of this. This was supposed to be the big opportunity to close this out at home. How come there's still unforced, careless turnovers to start the game?
Either too loose with it, them coming out physical and us being caught off guard, which we shouldn't be at this point, but understanding who they are. And like I said, it's the same type of turnovers, getting poked away or playing in the crowd and us being surprised that they're going to reach, hold, grab, and do what they do. And so got to be better as far as that. And obviously, we'd like to get off to a better start. We got better as the game went after 11 or 12 in the first half, but at that point we were down 13 and had timely ones, costly ones late in the game.
Home and road really hasn't meant much to you guys in these playoffs. You guys haven't let one loss turn into a bigger thing throughout these playoffs. How do you kind of keep the guys focused on that and the quick bounce back, knowing that everything you want is still there?
Yeah, I mean we've won the closeout game, obviously, Game 7. And for us, we've won 2 in Miami, so that's the positive of it. We know we can go there and win, but just have to make it harder than it is. And at times, it feels like we're doing that, not taking advantage of what's in front of us, and just overall sloppy basketball on both ends. And so we can't have that on the road. We've done a good job getting off to better starts there, and just have to maintain that through their physicality. Thank you.
Down the stretch, they just kept hitting these momentum-killing shots that they hadn't been hitting throughout the course of the series. What was different about tonight, and why weren't you able to kind of overcome that this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was, 3 or 4 that I can remember where it's just last-second shot clock, tough make. I mean, those are kind of backbreakers, especially down the stretch, but we just got to continue to guard. I mean, just gave them a lot of confidence early, and then those shots seem to go in when you do that. So it's a tough one.
A lot of conversation about this being kind of like a sort of Game 7 for you guys, that you didn't want to get back onto a plane and get back down to Miami. What's it like now in the locker room for you, this idea of now having to go back down there, and do you feel like this is a missed opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, we're frustrated, but, I mean, if it was easy, it wouldn't be us. So we're going to get on this plane. We're going to go out to Miami and try to get the big win here, Game 7. I mean, we've been here before, and we got a lot of confidence in our group.
Yeah, is that what you guys were saying to each other? What were the conversations like in the locker room?
Yeah, just kind of overall frustrated, but get some rest, learn from it, get on this plane and go to Miami and get a win.
Derrick, was it hard to block out the noise and everyone kind of anointing you guys into the finals?
Nah, I mean, not for me personally. I mean, I think they've been saying that since the playoffs started for us. So, I mean, it's a big stage, and I mean, they came out and played really well tonight.
How different was Jimmy?
I mean, he came out from the jump and kind of put his an imprint on the game and made some tough shots. We gave him some ones, and we gonna watch the film and get better on it.
Jimmy had like a historically great night, and you had a play like with 2 minutes left where it looked like you might have been showing up on him and let him go by. Were you guys trying to show and like mix up coverages on him, or was there some sort of switch miscommunication there?
Yeah, just mixing up coverages. Obviously, we got to do a better job. That was a big play for him.
He kind of just kept coming at you, and even in moments where you guys were getting a stop, he would still keep coming. Like what was it about just his persistence that eventually just got past you guys tonight?
I mean, that's just who he's been his whole career, constantly attacking and doing what he does to help his team win. So we knew it was coming, and we got to do a better job in Game 7.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Derrick.
Simply put, Bam, in this situation, in a road game, down 3-2, what does this game say about the team overall, and what does this game say about Jimmy Butler?
I mean, for us, I feel like we've been missing a lot of shots this series. And, to be down 3-2 and come in and make big shots, just speaks to the confidence we got in each other. From 1 through 15, like I was telling everybody in the locker room, Markieff Morris was the MVP of the game. Just his energy across the bench. Him, UD, Dead Man, like everybody was a part of that win. As for Jimmy Butler, I mean, the game speaks for itself.
Bam, another guy who's been, battling an injury in Kyle Lowry, just his performance, and what did you see that was different about him on the court?
His energy. You can tell his energy was, the will to win, through a hamstring injury. His will to win was just, you can see it in his face, you can see it in his demeanor and his aura. Everybody wanted this win.
I'm going to call on you on Jimmy again, over here. On Jimmy again, more than maybe the game. His game certainly speaks for itself. But for you guys, seeing kind of the pain that he's battled through, and seeing him in situations like this before, what does that say about him as a player, as a competitor, as a man?
I mean, to go through what he went through in Game 3. And we still pull that game out. And him to bounce back in Game 6 and be, who he is, just speaks volume of, obviously he had to take himself to a deep, dark place for that. And he's an ultimate competitor and a winner. That's what he preaches to us. At the end of the day, as long as it's about winning, he's in.
How much motivation did you guys draw from the conversation in the past few days, just with some assuming that this series was over?
That's the thing. There is no conversation. Everybody counted us out. Everybody thought the series was already over. And, I mean, that's all the motivation we needed.
Without talking injury specifically, to push through what you had to push through for this moment, does it make it all the more satisfying? And when so many people were talking Warriors against the other team, what's it like to go back to Game 7 in your house, both for you, Jimmy, and for you, Kyle, please?
I think we just, we won the game. We haven't done much. We still got to go home and protect home. All we did was go out there and win a basketball game. That's all that really matters, try to win one game.
Yeah, I think we just did our job. We've been saying it this entire series. It's not finished yet. We got Game 7 at the crib, and we need to win.
Jimmy, how did you develop the mental toughness you needed to keep rising up and delivering in these big moments in the biggest games?
I think the majority of it comes from the work that I put in, and I do give Chris Brickley a lot of credit for that. Every city I'm in, he's always flying in and out of it. He's in Miami. But if it's not because of him, it's because of Kyle, my coaches, my teammates, letting me know to be aggressive, go out there and be the best player on the floor. And I just got to remember that every time I take the floor. Something wrong with him.
Jimmy, you said on the court that D Wade called you today, and just I guess a little bit more about what that was like to get that call, and just did you spend the rest of the afternoon kind of thinking about his message to you?
D Wade never hits me until like his voice is really, really needed, and it was. And I texted him and told him I appreciate him for it. Just letting me know to go out there, continue to build on that legacy, and make sure that we win. I think I did decent throughout the game, but everybody else, Vic's charge at the end, Kyle playing the way that he played, and his injury, it just feels great to get one on the road.
Jimmy, what did you do in the last day and a half to get your knee in a better place than it's been the last few games?
Rest, ice, massage, all of that good stuff. The same thing every single day. We'll do it a little bit tonight, some more tomorrow, then before the game, and be ready to rock.
Kyle, you made a bit of a face when Jimmy said he had a decent game. So how would you describe Jimmy's game?
It's fucking incredible. My bad. Listen, don't find me NBA. That was by mistake. That was really by mistake. That's, I promise.
Definitely find him. Y'all find me all the time. Find him.
Please don't. No, I just think he, he's such a humble basketball player, and the work he does put in, and I witness it, and it's incredible to have a guy like him next to me. I've played with some great players, and he's one of the best players I've played with. To do it on this stage. Game 6, winner go home, do or die. I wouldn't want to listen up with many other people but this guy.
Kyle, you guys obviously didn't make too many threes last game. Were the looks different tonight, or was it just a matter of just more going in?
I think we just made a few. I think we played with a little bit more confidence in the three ball. I think we had some umphiness a little bit. We knew we needed to make some shots. That's a great defensive team, and give them credit for how they've been guarding us and forcing us into things that we don't want to do. But we played with some oomph tonight, and it felt good to do it. And now, like I said, we haven't done anything. Just got one more opportunity to try to win one game.
Kyle, we remember what you were saying about how you were playing and the team at large after the last game, but you specific. Then you come out tonight and look like, 2019 Kyle, or whatever your previous best moment in the playoffs was. Why such the turnaround in, the 48 hours?
Like I said, I'm never going to make an excuse. Like I said, I've played bad before. I have opportunity to redeem myself. And I got great guys in the locker room, great guys in our team, great organization, great people in my life who just support me no matter what it is, ups and downs. They always just say, do you, and approach the game like you know how. And tonight was one of the chances that, I think Coach would have said a legacy game. And I think, having a guy like him next to me, helps, help that.
Last one over here. Jimmy, it seemed like there were moments tonight where the Celtics looked like they were gaining momentum, and on a bunch of those, you made a big shot. What is it? Can you just describe what it feels like to sort of feel the energy come out of the crowd, to feel to sort of see their shoulders slump a little bit when you kind of take that out of them?
I mean, it feels good to make shots as a whole, but I don't be too much paying attention to the crowd. I just want to win. I want to play basketball the right way, and I'll do whatever my teammates need me to do. If it's score, if it's pass, if it's guard, whatever it takes to get a dub. That's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you, guys.
Oh yeah.
One shot in the fourth quarter. I mean, what happened? What was the defense doing to you, and how can you combat that and put the input on your game?
I think it's just the way the flow of the game, how the game was going. You know, obviously I gotta watch the film and things like that, but I think being out there and just the feel of the game, drawing a lot of attention, right? Trying to find a mismatch, obviously, you know, find a mismatch, they send a double. So just find an open man. So I think it was just kind of how the flow of the game was going.
And what's your confidence level in this team that you can go back to Miami and win a Game 7?
Scale of 1 to 10? 10. I mean, it shouldn't be any less than that, right? You know, it's the last game. This is what it's all about. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. And my confidence level in myself and the group.
Jayson, to follow up on that right here in the middle, can you describe the level of hunger that you guys are going to take into that game? I know many of you want to punch through to the finals for the first time. Just describe what you guys are going to bring into that game, please.
I mean, it's no secret. It's Game 7, trip to the NBA Finals, a lot on the line. You know, a couple of us have been in this situation before, so we know what's at stake. We know how much this means to everybody, and you know, we know that going into the game.
Turnovers continue to be an issue, and you know, we can say no one wants to turn the ball over, but you know, Ime says there's still a lot of careless, unforced turnovers there. Why was that? Why did that continue to be an issue today? And how can you avoid that in a Game 7 to start the game?
Take care. I mean, just be stronger with the ball. You know, the unforced turnovers are the one that's really tough. Obviously, charges and things like that, but you know, especially starting the first quarter, I think we might have had 6 turnovers in the first quarter. You know, that's just not how we want to start.
Jayson, was there anything you guys could have done differently on Jimmy to slow him down, or was that just a matter of a great player having a great game?
You know, we could have made some of those a little bit tougher for him, but you know, I give him his credit. Obviously, you know, he played extremely well tonight for his team.
And you spent the past couple of days talking about the need to come out and have a good start and get on top of things. How disappointed were you with the way you guys were loose with the ball early and kind of allowed them to get some life early on?
Yeah, that was tough. It's definitely not what we wanted to do to start the game. And it's something we got to be mindful of come Sunday.
And another slow start. What do you attribute the slow start to, and what can you do to avoid that in a Game 7?
We just got to come out and play, come out and respond. Backs on the wall. You know, Game 7, lose or go home. So we got to come out and find a way to win.
Jaylen, you and Jayson had, I think, 7 total shots in that second half. How do you balance kind of taking what's there and making the right play, but also being assertive and knowing that, you know, for you guys to win, you two are so important to what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we got to keep making the right play. They were doubling me on the matchups that I had in the second half, and I made the right play. D. White got going, but just finding the right balance, like you said, being more assertive. You don't want to force it if you got 2 guys on you. So I thought I made a lot of right plays tonight, but not enough for us to win.
Jaylen, how difficult was it to keep your composure? I mean, with all the whistles and just everything that was going on.
Definitely an ugly game. You know, a lot of stoppages, etc. But you know, it is what it is. It's playoff basketball. We got to come out next game. You know, they forced the game 7, so now we got to come out and do what we do best.
Yeah, you guys have been in this position before this season. What gives you confidence in this group?
We've been, like I said, resilient all year, and this is a different test. Obviously, this game hurt to lose on our home floor, but we got to have a short-term memory and come out. That team over there is hungry. They are experienced, so we got to come out ready to go and almost just forget about last game and come out and have a great mentality.
How was Jimmy different tonight?
He just had it rolling. Made a lot of shots that, you know, on film we'll live with. You know, made 4 threes. You know, I don't think he's made 4 threes in a game all playoffs. But tonight he came out and he was aggressive. He played like his back was on the ball, and he had an amazing game. And we just had no answers for him tonight. We got to do a better job. We will do a better job on Sunday.
You've been to the conference finals a few times now. You had to go into Milwaukee and win Game 6 there last series. What do you take from those experiences about how you need to approach Game 7?
You just got to breathe. You got to get ready, like you said, prepare mentally, but come into the game loose, come into the game free, come into the game with a clear mind. You don't want to put unnecessary pressure on yourself, and come and be ready to hoop, come ready to play basketball. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You know, we understand the severity. The game is on the line, so we just got to come out and play Celtic basketball. Tonight we had a great opportunity, and we left the ball short. But we got another opportunity on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it.
You've mentioned throughout the series a few times looking to get the hand-checking calls when you're attacking. Tonight, you did get to the line a bunch of times, but they also were able to get a lot of steals just on like stuff that was happening kind of in the in-between. Did you feel like you guys were able to find the level of physicality you were looking for? And what do you have to do differently in Game 7 to get that if you don't?
It was a weird game. I was officiating. I definitely felt like I took care of the ball better and found my spots where I could drive, etc. Whether the contact was there or not, I just didn't make enough plays down the stretch. You know, they started doubling. We made some right plays, but definitely got to find more ways to be aggressive next game. I only think I took 1 or 2 shots in the second half, and you know, it's a fine line between letting the game come to you and almost being aggressive. So you look at the film, you regroup, and you get ready for the next one.
Jaylen, those 2 missed free throws, and then Jimmy comes back with an and one. It seemed like every time you guys made a push, they came back. How deflating was some of those plays where the Lowry 3 to tie it? It just seemed like they had something for every time you made a stride.
Yeah, I mean, they responded to every time we made a run, every time we got close, every time we went up. They made key baskets and timely shots and things like that. It's almost like you can't leave in a game like this, and they got it going. We can't leave no room for error, and we did. I did. We as a team did, and next game, if they come out like that, we got to be almost, you know, we got to be better. So that's what it came down to. They played an amazing game. They made some crazy shots, but we got to play great defense again and force them to make some of those shots again.
Thank you, Jaylen.
PJ, even this morning, when others might have counted out, you had that confidence. What is it about this team that when guys are even hobbling, you included to a degree, you can come into a Game 6 on the other team's court, get off to the kind of start you could, withstand them coming back, and then still find a way?
It's just the confidence of the guys in the locker room. We've had crazy situations all year, and, you know, Tyler been out, a bunch of us having injuries. Like, it doesn't matter. Once we go down through our personnel, what we want to do, make our adjustments, and get locked in for the game, it's one of those situations where, you know, all you guys, everybody picked them. even though we're number one, we have nothing to lose. We play like that, moving the ball, talking on defense, making adjustments as the game go. And we've had guys step up all year. So just that confidence in each other all year. So in this situation, it's easy to just fall back and just play.
PJ, to that point, how much of what Draymond said last night motivated your group tonight?
It's funny. We laughed. That was I thought it was funny because he know better than anybody. We still got to play the game. Like we got to play. There's no guarantees for anybody winning this league. On a night in, night out basis, these games have been crazy. They've been unpredictable all series, beating each other at each other's homes, and we're both great home teams. And it's just been crazy. So it's kind of weird to be a player and pick another team. I don't know.
Coach Spo said that he couldn't even talk to any of the other guys who had injuries about their injuries heading into this one. I know that you guys aren't talking to each other about the injuries, but was there any other unspoken rallying for you guys heading into this one?
Whoever's playing is playing. Whoever isn't. It's not even one of those things where it's talking about it. Everybody get their treatment, do what they got to do to try to be as healthy as possible. But this time of year, there's nobody 100% healthy. It's both sides. I'm sure they got a bunch of guys too, just trying to figure it out and give what they can and try to win. That's it. You can't get these days back. It's living in the moment, trying to just do what you can.
PJ, Bam, Max, a few other guys have never played in a Game 7 before. What will your advice be to them other leaders? What will you guys tell them over the next 2 days?
Usual routine, block out the noise as much as possible and get ready to play, a regular game like you've been playing. I feel like we didn't do anything different. Last year, that was a really tough 6-7 win for us against Brooklyn, and I was telling guys everybody did the same thing, kept the same routine, same mindset, but we came together as a team, and that's what we're gonna have to do. It's gonna be tough. But I think we're built for it. I think guys be able to be locked in, to get it done.
PJ, I know that Jimmy says that it's whatever it takes to win a game. Sometimes it's rebounding and passing. Did you have any conversation, anyone have any conversation that his scoring was needed tonight? And then are you able to appreciate what he's doing in the moment or during a timeout, or is it until the game is over before you can appreciate what he did?
No, you can appreciate Jimmy all the time. And just watch him play, how hard he plays, both ends. But it's funny because before the game, me and Markeith were joking with Jimmy. We're like, yo, we need 50. We need 50 tonight. And he looked at us and didn't say a word and just nodded his head, kept going. I'm just like, oh yeah, he's about to play. He's locked in. So it's good to see him get going like that after a couple games where everybody's talking like he's not they're doing this and that. To see him respond and really be aggressive, and his aggression just opens everything up for everybody else.
PJ, you played with a lot of good players on your fair share of good teams. Where does Jimmy kind of fit in the way he rises to a moment? Where does he stack up?
He's right there with the best of them. It's funny he doesn't get the credit. I think it's insane that he doesn't make All NBA. That is almost impossible to me. But these are the games right here. I think that where other players are have played well all year and got numbers, but in those big moments, closeout games, stepping up, being big, just doing everything, and he's done that all year long. Just step up in big moments and make plays, whether scoring, whether it's defensively, rebounding, whatever. He's done it. So, he's one of the best for sure.
Anyone else? Thanks, PJ.
Cool. Thanks.